The sensing technology really, it came out of some other programs that we were working on. At HP, we call it a G job or garage job, kind of a nod to the history of the company starting in the garage, which it's something you work on under the table, and you've got an idea, and you pull resources wherever you can, and you push it forward until it finally gets big enough you got to go tell your boss what you're up to and ask to make it a legitimate program. But we got this idea around, it was from another project we were working on. We adapted the technology to make very sensitive motion sensors, vibration sensors, this accelerometer we developed. But quickly we began to, as we're looking for the applications of that technology inside, it's a big IT company, we realized that it was the networks of the sensors that actually opened the door towards the opportunity. One of the challenges in sensing is, of course, false positives. And so if you deploy a very expensive detector and it detects something and goes off, you have to respond to it. But if you can instead say of having a $100,000 sensor, let's say you have 100 $1,000 sensors or 1,000 $100 sensors. If one of them goes off, who cares? If two of them go off but they're nowhere near each other, who cares? But if a bunch of them start to go off in an area where they're detecting the vibration for somebody walking in or they're looking at the chemical signature from a natural gas leak, you begin to get an idea that it's something you should respond to. So we like to think of it as the quantity of data creates a quality of data. And so that's really for us where the impetus came, which was a network of sensors creating an awareness of what's going on in the environment. It's about the information of what's going on.
So can you explain just a little bit basically, you have these small nodes that are motion sensors. Yeah. Where will they be placed?
So right now the node it's a little, it's bigger. All things shrink over time. If you remember the first cell phone, it was a backpack and a handset. And then we got down to something small, and it's gotten a little bigger now, the interface and all the other features. So right now we're talking about something that's about the size of a cell phone. And our kind of research goal in the next 5 to 10 years is to kind of get to something that's sort of the size of this lapel pin. And I like the pin because it's a good deployment mechanism. I can pin it on my jacket, and if you remember, I showed you a demo using the sensor right now to show you my heartbeat. But we could also think of sticking it into a tree, sticking it on a chair, sticking it in the wall, sticking it on a car or by the side of the road, in the forest. This deployment where you're not just measuring the vibration, but the research is pushing more measurements in there. I like to think of it as a weather station, or we call it central nervous system for the Earth. So I think of your 5 senses, taste and smell and touch and sight and sound. We want to capture all that in there to get an idea of what's going on. So if you're trying to study climate change, and you can deploy these in a forest, and you can look at the humidity and the barometric pressure and the temperature and how much light is falling in the forest. But you can also have the vibration sensing that if somebody's coming in to log that forest illegally, you can actually wirelessly send that signal out as well. So this multivariable sensing gives you much more awareness of what's going on.